month. Sorry, before I
No
forget,
worries.
recording started.
Recording in progress. So yes, we've had some rescheduling for this month. Apologize for that. Mark King will be joining us soon. So hopefully for our next call or next 1 or 2 calls, he'll be on one of those with us. We're just trying to pin down a date. So look for those communications in the Facebook group or via email, and I'll put all that in the chat. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to let Anjali introduce our guest for today. Go ahead, Anjali.
Well, welcome everyone. And we are really excited today because we've got you a slight change in flavor. We've decided to spice things up. How am I doing?
Get a cook.
We have a very famous celebrity with us today. Chef Pepin is a Latin celebrity superstar. He is, everyone's favorite. And we have him today to tell us a little bit about luxury, what he does, and, all the fun stuff behind the scenes. Now, he has a very intimate connection with Hispanics, and this has resulted in unparalleled loyalty amongst his customers. He's appeared in television commercials, radio, print, in-store, social media, you name it, and he has done it. And he's not wearing it today, but he does have a trademark chef's hat and apron, and that personality. I mean, do we need anything more than that? So there's so much more I can tell you about him, but let's get it straight from him. So without further ado, welcome, Chef Pepin.
Thank you very much. And this is not a cliche, it's really an honor to be with among, well, everybody there are winners because you select a good career. I'm sure all of you are very successful. So it's so nice to be among, luxury people. Jason, I met Jason long time ago. And if someone should be talking to you all, is Mr. Jason Smith. I know him for 40, I don't know, many years, like 20 something years. He helped us do what was impossible. And since then, he has never let go. There is not a week that goes by that I don't see him, talk to him. He draws by. He's the epitome of a real estate agent. Not only that, he's a friend, he cares about people. Jason, you can send me the $20 tomorrow.
Just as we agreed. Thank you. You did it perfectly, just like we rehearsed. Just like we rehearsed.
No, true. You're an exception, okay? Yes, it's a lot of fun and honor to be your friend. Thank you very much for having me here. Okay, go for it.
Thank you. No, the honor is ours, as Anjali just said. I mean, ABC, NBC, CBS, Lifetime, Bravo, Despierta America, Spanish TV's.
When you're 95, you have done everything, okay?
Well, I got to say it, 690 broadcasting cable stations in 2 continents. You've been on the air. What's so amazing to me is 30 years. I mean, it's such a competitive field, like real estate, right?
No.
What? Okay.
35
years.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
That's one of our questions coming up. We have a lot to learn from you in terms of staying relevant for 35 years in any chosen field, right? And you've just done it for a long time. Yeah, so let's go. Some questions that come to mind for you. Again, thanks for being here. So how did this all start? The Chef Pepin character that's been on TV for 35 years.
Okay, when you raise your kids and put them to work at an early age, my daughter found me this job. I found her the job on TV, and she found me a job. I started 35 years ago in a show called TV Women. I hate to be pigeonholed. Okay, I didn't like the name at all because it was very confined. Okay, only women. I will have called it TV Family, whatever, but it was a concept. It lasted a long time, and it was geared for women. Everybody was camera people. Everybody was. It was like a women world.
Mhm.
I didn't have to dress up for that, but they could not find a woman that could carry on. Besides, we're talking 35 years ago. No, no TV show, cooking TV shows, Food Network didn't exist. So I was great because I have no point of comparison. Whatever I did went, okay, very free, and it was really good. So they came to my house, the director, the executive director, the salespeople. They were desperate because the only segment, it was like a magazine show, that was sold was the cooking segment. They had no one. So I cooked for them. I tell them a few jokes. And when they left, my daughter told the executive producer, now she's the CC, big person at CNN, and say the guy that is cut for the position is my father. I went to a casting with a lady from Colombia that had a show in Colombia, and a beautiful girl. She's still my friend here in Miami. We all went to a casting, and of course, the rest is
Amazing. So what did you do before? What were you doing before you became this TV personality?
Okay, and I want to say 35, because 35 years ago is not today, okay? I was 40 years of age. I was doing very well in the insurance business for many years. I don't know if you have noticed it. I am ADHD. I get bored. I want to do different things, la, la, la. So I sold all types of insurance in every country in Latin America and every city, including Hawaii and Alaska in the United States, okay? I used to change, but always on the insurance business. I was 40 back then, it was like 55 now or more, okay? I was established, I could raise my family, nice living, and I saw the opportunity, and I was selling oh, please tell me, Pepin, next one, because I can talk forever.
It's fascinating.
You go like this. So the thing is, I was selling to a CEO of a bank in Hialeah, Florida. And remember the beepers? A beeper came in with a 911. It was my daughter. I said, do you excuse me? So I went next to her and said, Daddy, I asked Mommy for permission. Can you be here Wednesday for the casting? I could not speak after that. I told the guy, look, something, an emergency came up. I will be, that was on a Friday afternoon. I'll be here Monday. I took Palmetto, I don't know, a freeway, like 2 feet above the ground. I had the persona. I knew everything about from that moment on. So, you know, I was conducting a seminar in the West Coast, like Sunnyvale or one of those places. I was conducting that. And I did it, it's supposed to be like from 9 to 4. I did it from 9 to noon. My wife had prepared everything and I went to the casting, but I knew exactly. I had a red pair of pants, a Gucci white shoes, a Hawaiian shirt. I had that say, Kiss the Cook. From the moment she talked to me, I visualized what I wanted to do.
Interesting. That's a lesson right there, visualizing what you want to create, creating your brand, which we realtors on the call from around the country can benefit from. So you took a big risk, like a lot of the realtors here on this call who've had careers in other, successful careers in other fields, and they took the risk to jump into real estate, which is what you did at age 40, to jump into entertainment and television. Anything you can tell, especially someone who's fresh in real estate, is there any advice that you can give someone who's just taken that big leap into a different career?
The thing is, I have never, since age 12, I have been working full-time. 12, full-time, okay? For 7 years, I had like 10 days off, 7 years. So work ethics, I developed very, very soon. I came from Cuba at age 12. My father, when I left, he gave me a hug and told me, he was a country guy. And he said, don't become dependent of nobody. The moment you get in, you start working. I say the guy must be crazy. Okay, I had a very very luxury life. Okay, I used to live with my aunt and uncle, and they didn't have money, but they spent it beautifully. So it's better than having money and don't know what to do with it. Yeah, it was paradise. So the moment I came in, that same day, Sunday, September 18th, I saw the kid across the street. He's still my friend, and walking barefooted with another kid. I have never seen people, you know. So I took off my shoes and I started walking, trying to follow them. Every little pebble, they went like, you know, I never been without a shoe. We became friends. The mother was my mentor. Everything that I have done, I think, is due to her. Another thing that I have always done, I believe, I'm a great believer. And every time they send me a message, I grab it quick. Okay. To me, that was a big message. She told me if I would mind delivering paper. So, of course, I say yes. I start delivering papers. Like, yeah, September and October, I came out. Miami News, it do not exist now. Miami had two papers, Miami Herald and Miami News. So when they drove me, like I said, we were not rich, we just lived well. They drive me to the airport in a 1958 Cadillac convertible, a uniformed driver. We brought 6 pieces of luggage because all you could bring was clothes from Cuba. No pictures, no book, nothing, just clothes. And it was so funny. They bought me all new clothes. 2 months later, I could not fit on it. So yeah, I'm telling you, from this convertible Cadillac to a week later, I was going Miami New, selling papers on the street. So in October, I came out on the Herald and the Miami News, Jose el Felicísimo. That means Jose the happy one. What in the world I was happy about? I had nobody, I had no money. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But I was happy. I was happy for many reasons. I was free, a lot of reasons. And when we left Cuba, my father's wife gave me 11 dimes. And we had a $50 check in here waiting for us. So the thing is, I saw a Coke machine, a beautiful Coke machine. In Cuba, the Cokes were 5 cents. Here was 10. I pull out my 11th dime and I say, oh my God, 1/11 of my worth. And I
You're instant foodie at that point.
Oh, yes. So I learned how to earn money. I had no one to rely on. Okay. So after a little while on the Miami News, I started delivering papers for Miami Herald in the morning. So I used to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, deliver the papers, everything in bicycle. My legs are like this. I went to take a shower, go to school, come back, go deliver the afternoon. I did it for about 2 months or 3 months. And then the next day, delivering papers was 7 days a week. I only had like 7 days that we went to New York after 7 years doing this. So working ethics, I have, and I had ambition, you know. I will be very contradicting. I love money. Poverty sucks. And I knew that from the beginning. I used to dress to kill, no Gucci, Muchi, Pucci. We had no Gucci, Muchi, Pucci back then, but I always dress properly. I come from a farm family, farm, you know. My father was E-I-E-A-Ho. I mean, he was really poor, but he never liked the country. He went to the city, population 10,000, but he always wanted that. He married my mother. She was like a socialite. All my mother's family. In Spanish, we have a saying that from hardworking grandfather, rich son, 4 kids. They went into politics with a lot of money. They lost it. They didn't lose it all thanks to Castro, because he came in and he wiped them out.
Mhm.
They didn't have to spend it. So, but they live flashy. I'm talking about, these are the grandchildren of my great-father didn't know how to write or read.
Wow. Wow.
And he sent all his kids to the States, North Carolina, a military school, and the girl to to study. So even though he didn't know how to write or read, he was in the education. Now, I don't know. Yesterday when Jason called me, I was trying to reminisce. I don't know why, because if we were country people that really went to school and stuff like that, we found this refinement. In my house, we knew how to eat. We knew etiquette, and I'm talking about where I was registered when I was born. I think population 22. When we left Cuba, the town was empty. But we had, that flash, not flashy, but it's superiority. Okay, trying to get, and it came with me.
May I say something? May I interrupt? I'm hearing
Yeah.
luxury, like a luxury mindset, even in a town of 22, the way you carried yourselves, the way, you served yourselves, the way you dressed, even in a town, it was a luxury mindset early on. When this call is called Let's Talk Luxury, which we do once a month.
Yeah.
So I guess a question that comes to mind is, what's your definition of luxury? I mean, and how is food related to luxury, the industry that you're in?
Well, the more luxury you go, the less food you eat.
Yes, smaller the plate, right?
No, luxury is being happy.
That's awesome.
Being happy. I had all kinds of problems in my life, and my daughter was born with a congenital heart problem. If you see her now, but she still has it. And I never prayed for her to be saved, a miracle. No. I always pray, let her be happy. If you are not happy, there is not luxury, there is no money, there is no love. You have to be happy with yourself. And I think from early age, I like to be happy. And it was funny. Angeli and Jason, he sent me a little note before, we're going to have a lot of fun. They just killed my dog. I gained 10 pounds, but Jason knew that I was going to be happy. Okay. So when people expect this from you, I call somebody, Pepin. They expect to be happy with me. Sometimes I fake it, not like, hi, how are you? No. I fake it in, I try to get into that mood, and it's contagious. Once you get into it, it goes on. If you feel bad, which, thank God I never do, don't go up, okay? My empathy is very, I'm very aware of what the people, what I'm influencing on the people, okay? By no means I will try to cut somebody off, not verbally, or, say the mean thing. I don't remember when I say I'm sorry. Because when I say something, I have thought about it so much that I cannot be sorry about it. Okay. So that's another thing. I try to be very empathetic with other people. I make sure I will not hurt them in any way or form. And all my life, I have done what I like to do.
Wow. If I may, so there,
Go.
so far from you, be happy. We hear all the time at Keller Williams as agents, doesn't matter how much people do business with people they like. First, you have to have that rapport and that likability, that happiness, smiling, right? So you're smiling automatically. And
I really mean it. Okay. It's
genuine.
Yeah.
I think that's one of your superpowers. I mean, look where you are, 35 years on television. I think that's because of the way people feel around you. And I think all of us realtors, as we're going to a $5 million listing, let's say, if we can have that kind of energy and have that likability, plus whatever market knowledge we have, that's going to help us. So it's a big lesson here. How do you make people feel?
This lady that I call my mentor, the first thing she told me, I was 12, 63 years ago. She said, look at the people in the eye, give him a good shake, and know your newspaper. Know your newspaper. To me, I love, they had like a little alligator with the weather on the corner. Oh my God, I had to read that. And not the, I knew my paper, so I was prepared on what to say. I knew how to conduct myself, and that changed my life. It is, and luck. I have never felt inferior. I have my attributes. You people have your attributes. No matter how much money the other person may have, don't put food on my table. So I treat people as equal. Okay. From 11 dimes to what I have now, which I don't think is that I don't keep counting money. I live very comfortable and I live the way I do. Everywhere that I live, that was my castle. I have never been afraid. My wife is a very clean person. We always had very neat places. When we got married, we moved into a garage for about 4 days, because when we came back from a 2-day honeymoon, I saw an apartment, a place that I always wanted to have. So we moved there, but it was a garage. On this little place, I used to bring people. I was never ashamed of my home because it was clean. It was what I had. Then when we moved like 3 times, when I bought my first house, I was in the insurance business. House, 0 lot line. I tried to make it higher than all the houses. I paid $1,000 to make that. The house was really nice inside. Of course, I was selling to movers and shakers in Latin America. You don't know the quality of people and the importance of people that came to my little house. And that's what I had. I never pretend. The worst thing is try to pretend what you're not. Oh my God, you can never match that. Yeah. So I feel proud of myself, of whatever I have, and I have never felt diminished from anybody else.
Great insights, great lessons, Pepin. Question, so in terms of luxury, what are some of the luxury experiences in your life so far that stand out? And why do you call them luxury?
Being born.
Yeah.
It was a luxury. I enjoy every bit of it. I enjoy, you know where I live, okay? The fellow across the street has my dream home. I will never want to have that home, but I admire him. He's like a son to me. I admire what you have, but it's not that, oh, I need the car. Oh, I need this. No. I have what I have and what I like. What's the point of buying a yacht if you get seasick or you're afraid of that? Okay, if you do your stuff, I do my stuff, and I think that reflects. I'm not trying to pretend what I don't have, okay? I'm always, and Jason made me a flashback a lot since last night. Me and my friends. From me down, I always look up. I don't go for the money. I don't go for your position, what I can get from you, okay? But and yesterday I was thinking I had the opportunity to buy in 73rd Street in Miami Beach on the ocean, 75 feet front, ocean front, and 360 feet.
Mm.
I was ready to build my dream home there. Okay. Years went by, somebody built my dream home on that same lot. That lot, the guy was giving it to me for $225,000. I had the money. Okay, I had the money. How much that home is worth now, I don't care. Jason sold my apartment in the funniest way. I met him selling me the
Oh,
apartment.
this is gonna be good.
Not $20, $200. That's another story. But I came to this. I'm very religious. I don't say it, and people don't think so. When they see me in church, they go, "What are you doing here?" I say, "I sing so much. This is my third mass. You know, I have to go to church." So I go to church across the street, and I call them the elderly gentlemen. It's so funny because of the school that my kids went, that cost me a lot of effort to have them there. I didn't put them there for statue or anything like that. Their friends are amazing, amazing, and it's like a little pact. They from grade school, they're still very good friends, both of them.
Mhm.
And I select the schools that my kids deserve, not the best, whatever. My daughter is a very poor student. She has made more money than all of us together because she's a street girl. I mean, she doesn't walk street. She's a street.
We understand. She's street smart.
I have my translator there.
Yes.
Good thing we're not recording this, right? And I won't show it to her later.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. She will laugh about it.
It's so funny that we met, 'cause you know how we met. So basically, I prospect for FISBO. So I'm calling a FISBO as they do every morning. This is about 20 years ago. And I think it was you or Telvi who picked up the phone. You were selling your nice condo back then in the beach for $615,000 back then, 20 years ago. And so you gave me the appointment, said, get out of here in an hour, because you know, you got an hour to get out here type of thing. So I was in my car heading out there. And I'm happy to say that got the listing and we sold it in about a week or two. But I think
the first showing to agents. First time you show it to agents, but this is better. Pepin, the smart guy, you know, I always wanted to be a realtor. I put a little ad on the New York Times. 2,000 so many feet, ocean front, la 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 la, and my number. No one called. I thought maybe a New Yorker want to come here, you know, from nya. Guess who? The only person that called me was that guy. So my wife answered the phone. I say, don't give it to a guy that works in Coconut Grove. You know, it's so far. But she insisted, and I said, okay. So I built it. A 2-story. It was beautiful. 2-story. I was on the bottom. I hear the yakety. I get up and I say, look, I told Jason, I will not give you the listing. I will not give you the listing because you were like, say, give it to me. If I don't sell it before the boat show, I let you go. When I gave him the listing, and wow, that apartment cost me like 200. I built it myself, you know, amazing. Like 250,000. We sold it for 615.
Amazing. I'm so grateful for that. Because
and still, he contacts me all the time. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
you're good, Jason. You're good. Can't help it. You know,
$20 coming your way, Pepin. No,
By
but
now it's gone up to a lot more than 20. I mean, the
2,000. What are you talking about?
sign a big check, Jason.
yes,
I think you're talking about some very important things like follow up and follow through, which is what all of us in real estate tend to slack on a bit. We're all good with going in for the kill, but not following up. And I think that's a fabulous example of doing it the right way, Jason.
Thank you, Anjali. I appreciate it. I mean, and since then, Pepin has done 4 or 5 other transactions with us. And my point to all of us, he was a FSBO, the dreaded FSBO. You know, we realtors, Pepin, when we see a FSBO or an expired listing, we're like, oh gosh, it's going to be rejection. They're not going to want to talk to us. And calling a FSBO, and that it can become 5 or 6 transactions as time goes by and have this nice relationship that we have calling a FSBO, right? So to me, there's so many lessons as salespeople there as realtors.
And now he's doing business with someone in Coconut Grove.
I thought a hippie from Coconut Grove ain't gonna sell my apartment. No, not only that, this lady always told me, and I learned in life selling insurance, do not, I don't come with the word, do not discard anyone. Because the most insignificant person, I used to sell insurance, okay? And they told me they had something called PIP. When they first came out, I used to make $2 on a PIP. A friend of mine called me Saturday morning, you know, to sell insurance, I had to put a code, go downtown Miami. I pay $1.25 for the parking lot, for the parking space, and I sold my earning $2 insurance. That guy told me, oh, by the way, I'm buying the Honda dealership in Fort Lauderdale. I'm buying like $40,000.
Wow.
Anybody will say, you know what? No, it's amazing. Another story, quick. I have always been not heavy, but pleasantly plump. So I was like 100 pounds less, and I walk into a new place in Coral Gables in the strip there, Franco B, brand new Italian whatever. They had a beautiful furniture, and this guy was reclining to it. I opened the door, and the guy goes, "We don't have clothes your size," and I go, I wanted to buy a tie. Immediately, that guy's face went like, I didn't know a tie could have cost $125. Honest to God, I didn't know. So the ties were in that dresser. So I said, give me that one. I make a knot, put it there, la, la, la. Casually, $125, $135. Oh my God. And then I had like 7 or 8, and I say, I was looking for better quality, and I left the store. I bet you 3 weeks later, they were pulling the shoe out of his back. Been buying for my son, my friend, you know.
Oh, so you had more people that went after that?
Who?
Sorry, I didn't quite understand that part. I'm sorry.
The thing about the shoe?
Mm-hmm.
No, because that's when he kicked his bottom.
Gotcha.
He said millennium.
Right.
Hi, Jason, I'm going to a store. Now, the thing is, he disqualified me from the moment I opened the door.
Got it. So he just judged you as you came in.
Just because of my weight. Has to be.
Good lesson for all of us, right? I'm sure I've been guilty of saying, oh, this person's not going to buy, before for whatever reason, but
Cut me if you want to. Another story. How do you call that big building, Santa Maria?
Yes.
Okay, Santa Maria. And we were dressed because we came from a funeral. My friend, an architect, was off the job. We were very nicely dressed. We went to he died 19 years ago yesterday, like 25 years ago. We walked into the Santa Maria. I was a chef Pepin by the time. So the guy was trying to place me, he could not. And then here I saw an SUV, no SUV, one of those wagons.
Jeep or
No, we're a motorhome.
Okay.
A motorhome drive at the Santa Maria, okay? And I'm telling you, 25 years ago, this guy came out, he had a border shoes it was like a palette of paints, okay? And an overall. So he went and talked to the other sales lady. The sales lady came in and she say, do you mind if he comes along? Of course not. My wife, the other couple, and the guy was my buddy. When I saw him coming in, they had 2 apartments on the upper floor, one for $9 million, 25 years ago, $9 million and $8 million. We were criticizing, I say, look at that, those doors are plastic. We were criticizing, but outside. When we finished the tour, the guy turns to me and he say, are you buying? I say, no, we're looking. He say, then I want the $9 million because I have a big family. I will not have let him walk into that building for nothing on the world. And the big line was when we go to the car, my friend's wife say, how inconsiderate. He bought a $9 million apartment without his wife. And tell me when, honey, if Pepin buy a $9 million, I will tell him, should I bring my toothbrush?
Wow, that's a good story.
That's your business. That's your business.
Yes, it is. One before we open up to audience questions, Pepin, you love real estate investing. I mean, you love it. What is it about real estate as an asset that you like so much?
Okay, I'm a country boy in Cuba and a Gallego in Spain. Gallego means this really hardworking, and they want real stuff. Okay, no crypto, no this, no that. They want something solid. Okay, and people have to live. And the profits that I have made in real estate, when you sold me my apartment, for me, I had to go and buy 2 apartments. I bought my home. Look at that. I bought my home, and I had to buy 2 apartments over there in North Miami. It was with the big Francie, and this apartment cost me $115,000. Okay, and I had it rented before I signed because I canvassed the area, and this woman said, I want it. I say, tomorrow I close, the apartment is yours. She was paying $900. That $115,000 apartment went down to $35,000.
Wow.
When the thing came out. You know what? The $900 came in every month. And when I bought this apartment, and I like to be graphic, when I bought in Fontainebleau, I was the first. I look, I see, and I know what I'm buying. Fontainebleau is I'm not going to tell you, but I wanted to live there. I thought it was an industrial park, and I didn't have the money at the time. My father-in-law loaned me $2,000. First time I asked for money in my life, and I returned it like in 4 months. 4 months later. The thing is, I bought the freaking apartment with my father-in-law money. With that money, I bought the 0 lot line house with the profit. Okay, I furnished the house and I did a down payment on it. Then with the money from that house, with money that I had, I bought the 2 apartments in Miami Beach. So I made $600,000 from this one, and I paid cash. I tried by all means to pay cash because, first of all, I didn't know how much money was. If I needed a refrigerator, okay, we saved $2,000 and we went and buy it, or $900, whatever the price was. I get accustomed to buy cash. So when I bought this house, I didn't supposed to buy it because, but it was not my dream house. It fit my needs tremendously. The 600 that when I say I made because everything was paid. I made 600 there, 600 on another property that I had 4 units in Miami Beach. I bought this house free and clear with the profits. I didn't want to put my father-in-law down, but when he came here, he said, "Can you afford it?" And I say, I have 40 thanks to you. And then I told him the story. The same thing, I'm sure they were pulling the shoe out of his back for a week because he never had, the house he bought, it took him terrible time. I was a kid when I met my wife. They brought money from Cuba. I didn't know no one that had money from Cuba. I thought a duplex cost $500. Well, if I lose my job, I say they used to pay $85 in the place they live. If you lose your job, you're going to be on the street because at least you have somebody that is going to help you. They never, but I say afraid. They were so afraid. Of course, they had to be afraid. They lost everything they had, and the guy worked like an animal. And the thing is, when I'm talking about losing it, it's not little by little. It's like now they came in, they confiscate, and you are out. Okay? So when you have that experience, to do a move is very, very hard. But everything, this house, I bought it with $2,000 that isn't that amazing?
Amazing. And you just
Now tell me if you understood that. That was complicated.
No, I think we all understood it. You just parlayed profits from one into another, and before you know it, you bought this luxury, beautiful home with 25-foot high ceilings in the living room from the profits in your other sales,
And frankly, my dear, is mine. And frankly, my dear, is what I like. My friend, Javier, the guy across the street, I love his house, but this is mine. And this is what I for, and this is what I feel comfortable.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for giving us a lot of wisdom.
Thank you.
A lot of wisdom. So we've got about 20 people here on the call. Who has some questions for Chef Pepin, international TV personality and mentor, trainer, instructor, man of wisdom?
Liar.
I just wanted to say hello.
Thank you.
I used to when I used to live in Puerto Rico. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. I used to watch
me when you were a little girl. Yeah.
Listen, I'm 41, not that young anymore. But I used to watch your show all the time with my dad. My dad was a huge business owner in Puerto Rico. He loved to cook, and you were just the go-to. I miss those times. Like when I opened up the email from Jen, I said, no way. Like I stopped everything. I'm like, I have to be on this call. I cannot believe this is the Chef Pepin.
Thank you. It really made me very, very proud.
Yes, God bless you. You're so humble. I love it. And your story is very inspirational. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
I love Puerto Rico. Yo nací en Sidra.
Nice, que viva.
Ay, bendito.
Thank you, Caroline. What market are you in? What market center?
So I'm in New York.
You're in New York. Gotcha.
Yes,
Gotcha. It's
I'm
great
in
to
New
have
York.
a fan of Pepin who's been watching them since she was a little girl. And you mentioned that he's humble. Yet another lesson, that likability, no matter, just continue to, a lot of lessons today, a lot of nuggets.
Exactly. And I think that someone said, Alex Young, he said, they don't remember what you said, but they remember how you make them feel. And that's actually like my motto in life. It's a people business, and people will remember you and they will want to do business with you, So,
Well,
and I can see why he's so successful, because that's his motto as well, treat everybody the same and, always try to have a smile on your face.
absolutely.
So, and you never know what people are going through, so
True.
that helps.
Well said. Thanks, Caroline.
Thank
Any other
you.
questions or
I mean,
comments?
I've never tasted your food, but oh my gosh, if I'm ever in Miami, I have to come and meet you, because that's the thing about a chef, right? Your personality kind of flows into your food, and you have just got such a wonderful, warm, genuine aura to you that
Thank you.
it's priceless.
No, it is so funny because I love to cook and entertain people. You know what I love the most? The quietness. When you serve and nobody opened their mouths, it's like, because they're really experiencing it. You're welcome.
That must be a special moment to know the satisfaction that you're giving to all those people at the table. That's from you. Wow. Interesting.
Well, and I'm thinking about it too, just from your notes or from some of the things that you were talking about. And I lived in the Pacific Northwest for a while where we had local wineries and things like that. And really your loyalty and your point of view on food and wine and real estate and is about the experience, right? You could have had a really lovely bottle of $17 wine and had the best experience. And now that's your favorite wine versus a $200 bottle of wine, that you poured in a different environment. And so what you do, what Jason does, or what we all do, it's about the experience.
Oh, yeah, that's all you take. Okay.
Mhm.
I always say, people, another thing, my favorite food, Burger King. Whopper, no onions, heavy pickle.
Oh, yes.
Burger King.
Yes.
No, please, cut, don't press.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I say, look, will not malnutrition. It's not about the food. It's about the company. That's what it bothers.
And it leaves an impression, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You can remember what you ate. You can remember, you're still remembering your experience with Jason from 20 years ago. It leaves an impact.
It's the moment and enjoy it to the fullest. I do. I enjoy. I go to the super. I drive my wife bananas. I talk to everybody. That's another thing. That my grandmother. Like we were not kids, like from the woods, but from my grandmother house, you could see the gate. If someone drove in, she will take. She put whatever on her face and put rose water in her hands, And one day it was like a ritual. And I was like, why you do that? Say, there is never a second chance for a first impression. From that lady to say that, recently I have been looking at the way those people dress to kill in the country. Amazing, and it's how you feel. Another thing, if you don't feel good, stay home. Can I say something?
Go right ahead.
I gotta work, okay?
Just 10 more minutes, is that okay?
Oh yeah, I am from the working class. Look what happened. My experiences with people have been tremendous, from Mother Teresa, everybody, okay? And we were having this beauty contest at Univision. I was the only judge that traveled the country. We had a gorgeous girl from New Jersey, okay? Her boyfriend, she was gorgeous. She won. And her boyfriend was Eddie Murphy's brother, okay? So we went to the after party. My son, my son, he always dressed sharp. He's small, but he was like 12 or so. And Eddie Murphy came right in front of us. So he runs to Eddie Murphy. And coming from a little kid like that, and the bodyguards stay away. So he moved back to where we were coming out, and he say, "Thanks to my $8, you are who you are." You understood what I say? He told Eddie Murphy, "Thanks to my $8, you are who you are." He became disability, I hope. We went upstairs, the kid was there, and Eddie Murphy flew to him and say hello to him. But he already had thrown the dirt on the fan, okay? Not only my kid taught him a lesson, 12, everybody around Eddie Murphy knew that. But that same day, we went to a Dunkin' Donuts where I used to live in my zero lot line home. And we were all dressed. And this guy came to me, he hugged me, say, "Oh, Chef Pepin, you're the greatest, la, la, la." Not like so-and-so that is an SOB. This kid, this a bit. He goes, "Sir, why do you call him an SOB?" What a lesson to that guy. That's why he makes more money than me. My kid.
Wow. Interesting.
But
Yeah,
isn't that amazing?
it is. It is amazing. We have a question here from Caroline from New York. She
Oh,
wants
yeah,
to know,
yeah. Dime.
okay, what restaurants do you recommend here? Are you at liberty to say what restaurants do you like here in
Oh,
Miami?
my home.
Your home?
Yeah, no, not only that. And I was telling my wife
You just
that.
give me the address.
Can we make
We'll be there.
reservations?
But do you
No, mira, the thing is,
have a restaurant?
in Tampa, Burns, I have been to the best restaurants in the world, honest to God, because for 5 years I did a show around the world cooking. Before, it's so funny. Whatever is going on, I did it before.
What restaurants do you like?
You have to go to a restaurant that the chef is the cook. Because you can have the best chef in the world, they think they're prima donnas, okay? And when they go like that, I say, "Oye, the lady who helped us out in Cuba didn't know how to write." She knew, I'm beautiful, but she didn't know how to write nor read. And she produced some foods that you will not believe. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, okay? They think they're prima donna. You have to have them the cigar, the cognac, blah, blah. And when the restaurant is really to the peak, he get upset and he left. So today could have been great, but when the owner is the cook, or at least cooks, is a good restaurant. Miami is very trendy, extremely trendy. So in the corner of my house, they opened one where Chulas was, Princess and the Butcher. I'm sorry. I have been there twice, but it takes a lot. Like the food, the same thing. Is the ambience, the way they treat you. When they treat me bad in a restaurant, nobody recognizes me unless I talk. Okay, so I try not, and because if they know me, it's terrible. When they treat me bad, I say, "You know why I'm here? Because my wife treated me just like you." You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And the thing is everything. It's not, "Oye, Burger King, un Whopper can fill you up." Okay? It's just that there's so many little things. Years ago, anybody has any other question? Because I can talk about any questions?
Yes, somebody says here, let's see. What dish do you, Alex Young in Green Bay, Wisconsin, what is the dish you order from a chef or restaurant that you weigh against all other places?
Depending on my mood. And the worst thing there is, I used to travel like 3 times a week. I have 3 million miles with American Airlines only. I didn't pay for, they pay for my food, the company. So I had a big allowance. I could go anywhere I want. So when I came to Miami, I wanted white rice, 2 fried eggs, and bananas, okay? So I used to go to the restaurant, and then they put another plate. And they say, "Oh, no, the chef say that what you order is no good. He just made this for you." Oh my God, I have never tasted nothing so good. La, 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 la. Because, it's in your mood and what you like. I start working for Green Giant Pillsbury. Oh, they treat me like a balloon. I mean, I wake up at 6, the CEO, PPO, poo, the TV stations, everybody. This was a big launch in LA, okay? So the crowd had me against the wall, and I saw this guy walking. I wanted to pee. Damn it, it's 1 o'clock. I started at 6. I want to pee. So I was going like this. Okay, when we finished about 6, we had a gang, bad people drive to the parking lot. You should see these tall guys going. So, okay, I'm not a hero, but I went, "Hey, hi, how are you?" The gang king brought me the new baby to see me. So I sat on there, after they had the bad time, they say, we're going to take you to the best Mexican restaurant in town. And I say, look, I just want Burger King. And they start laughing and I say, why do you laugh? We own Burger King. What a commercial.
Huh? They own it?
They own it. Yeah. Grand Met on Green Giant. There's about like 3 food companies in the world. They own all the liquor in the world except tequila. Now they own tequila, Burger King. They now somebody else. At the time, they start laughing, thinking that I knew they own Burger King, and that's why I wanted Burger King. We went to a great restaurant that I knew. But the thing is the mood, how you feel. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's one other question.
Oye,
Caroline.
12:30, I will not move from here. And I have half an hour Zoom, so don't worry.
Okay.
Tomorrow, advertising. Tomorrow I'm going to be on TV, Univision, about 9:30, making pizza and popcorn. How original.
When is this?
Tomorrow at about 9:30, Univision. AM, yeah.
Pizza and popcorn tomorrow, 9:30 Univision. Perfect.
The rated shows, I do it after 1.
Okay, sounds good. Have you, Caroline in New York asked, have you ever thought about opening a restaurant?
Never.
Never.
I always say restaurants are for migrants to feed their kids. It's very difficult. Many years ago, they were giving me $400,000, which was a lot of money, to open, have like an anchor in Westland Mall. My daughter went bananas. Oh my God. I say, okay. She did the design. She had drawn the design, the whole thing. And I told her, are you willing to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and make sure that what you buy is fresh, or go to the market? Are you willing to know how to cook the menu? Are you willing to be on the cash register, work every single holiday, close the restaurant? Because if they steal a box of champagne, the profit goes out there. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a great cook. My family love how I cook. I want to open her, not because cooking in the privacy of your home is not the help. Do you understand what I'm saying? The clients, it is hard work. You can make money, but
yeah,
I had a Chef Pepin Express in LA. A guy came to me from Coca-Cola. He want to open it. He paid me for the name. It was amazing. We did a launching that was amazing. The mayor, everybody was there. Like a month later, I came out on the front of the paper. The only restaurant that made 100 points was mine. It wasn't a restaurant. It was like but good. But then that's when I say, I have to stop this. Because if they had found a roach, a mouse, what would have happened to people? When Oprah opened a restaurant, they thought Oprah was making mashed potato in the back. Okay, whatever you eat, Chef Pepin made it. You understand? I had much more to win being a celebrity than being a cook in a restaurant. You have to be, especially for a person like me.
Gotcha.
Now open whatever you want.
Thank you so much for your time and your generosity, Pepin, and your authenticity. Really appreciate it. I'm going to hand it over now to Jen as she takes the next step here. I think you're on mute.
Who's going to make the translation? She already got bored and face up.
No, I was so involved in your conversation that I forgot to write my notes to close out the call.
Oye, ciao.
Thank you everybody for joining us today, and what fun we had. The recording will be shared on Facebook or email. All that information is in the chat. Our next call is on June 7th, and we'll make an announcement about that soon. And I guess that's it. I want to thank you, Chef, for joining us and sharing so much insight and your energy, and what a fun call. I have to ask you, I had one question: Cuban food in Tampa or Miami?
You know, when the only restaurant I went on my honeymoon was the Colombia.
Mhm.
What's
the most famous?
Yeah, Ivor Street.
Yeah.
Burns. Do they still?
Burns, yes.
I cooked there.
Yes.
Let me tell you now, I love to talk to kids. I haven't talked to kids after, I'm going to start talking to schools now. Kids are so knowledgeable about food, nutrition, stuff.
Yes.
Okay. And thanks to that, and restaurants, there's a lot of good restaurants there. Everywhere you go. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us. We will all be following you and keeping up with you, and we appreciate your time. And thank you, everybody, for joining our call this month.
And I'm going to be frank. Anytime you need me, please, I'm here. You don't know how I feel now. I feel so important.
You are important. You should see the
are.
love that's coming up in the chat box. Everybody's talking about how much they enjoyed having
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think this was the shortest 1-hour call because we just enjoyed it so much. It just went by. So thank you for all the inspiration and all the good life lessons.
Thank you. We went over 3 minutes. Okay. I'm a working class. I have to work. Bye.
Tick tock, back to the grindstone.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Chef.
Ciao. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.